My Korean boyfriend is having great difficulty dealing with my sexual past, making me delete all traces of past. I never done anything like this before, but I'm truly at loss. I am a Korean American, 27-year-old in a PhD program in the Midwest. My boyfriend is a Korean 30-year-old in a PhD program in California. We have been dating for about 5 months, the last 2 months of which have been long distance. The issues we are having have very little to do with distance. However, I grew up in a very conservative Korean home in California. I was not allowed to date until I was in college, and even then faced a lot of conflict with my parents. Wasn't allowed to wear makeup, go out with friends, go to school dances in high school, you name it.
What did she do?
It's just, Korean households.
Okay.
And especially she's 27, so I'm sure at that age, that era, they were very strict with that. I went to college and began drinking, partying, dating, the normal stuff of college years. After I left college, I went to South Korea for a few years to work and take a break. I partied a lot here as well, dated several people, had one long-term boyfriend, and then came back to begin graduate school in California. As I was getting my master's degree, I was now entering my mid-20s and wanted to meet someone to settle down with.
As one does.
I began actively dating, and I really mean actively.
She was out here.
I dated multiple people at the same time, went on dates, slept with several of them, was having the time of my life getting to know people and figuring out what it was I wanted in a relationship. I was very open with each partner that I was dating others, and they had no problem with it since we were only getting to know each other.
Yeah.
None of them lasted past 4 or 5 dates. Most ended with 2 or so. I met my current boyfriend during this dating spree. There was overlap between several of the guys I was seeing and me meeting my boyfriend. I fell for my boyfriend very quickly, and within a month or so, he had asked me out and we were officially dating. I cut off all contact with anyone I had been dating, told them I was with someone, and that was that. I was completely into my boyfriend and so incredibly happy. On one of our first dates, I told my boyfriend that I had dated quite a bit. This was apparently the worst mistake I've ever made. For me, honesty was the key, and this type of information does not bother me personally. I thought it was fun topic for conversation. I quickly found out he was greatly bothered by it. He disapproved of the fact that I had slept with multiple people in the same time frame. And when I said he was no virgin and had slept around a lot himself, he said it was different because it was multiple people at the same time.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he says it's different because
she was with multiple people at the same time?
Sure, I slept with multiple girls, but it wasn't at the same time, but you did it at the same time.
She was doing it at the same time?
Yeah, so that's what
she was
fucked
with
him.
Okay.
When he would ask me if it had overlapped with me beginning to date him, I lied and said no because I knew he could not handle the truth. Even though it had all been prior to us becoming exclusive, I knew how much this was going to hurt him and didn't think it was in his best interest to know. Again, it was not that I was trying to hide something embarrassing because, as mentioned, I was very open on our first date. A lie is a lie, but I felt that I needed to protect him from this information that would just destroy him. Well, he caught on to the fact that I had lied. One day when I had gotten extremely intoxicated the night before, was thrown up all day, and the next day, he went into my phone while I was sleeping.
I don't know, that's like a big no-no for me.
That's true.
Yeah.
While I was sleeping, read all of my text messages, looked at all my photos, read all my Facebook messages. There were some extremely sexually explicit things in my phone. Jesus. And I was horrified and humiliated that he had seen them. He was furious that I had lied about the overlap on that I still had this stuff on my phone. Why the fuck would you have that on your phone still though?
Okay, I feel like I wrote this, but go ahead.
He was furious that I had lied about the overlap and that I still had this stuff on my phone. While I was very sorry, I had this stuff remaining on my phone, that he has my boyfriend, and my boyfriend has seen it. It was not something I had even thought about after being with him. It was stuff from my past that was simply and unfortunately left on there. I felt that he had completely violated me, while his explanation was, yeah, I looked through your stuff, but I found bad stuff, so you are more wrong.
He went looking though, like, don't sleep if you don't want to find anything you don't want to see.
I caught him looking at my phone another time after he had agreed not to do it again. In addition, he told me that if we were going to be together, he wanted me to delete all my pictures on my Facebook of my ex. I had met my ex in Korea when I had been through one of the most changing times of my life. And I told my boyfriend I didn't want to delete them because they were memories for me. Not because I was in love with my ex in any way, but just simply as a record of things I did in one of the best periods of time in my life. It was not that I wanted to keep the memory of my boyfriend so much as it was the memory of my time spent living abroad, of which my boyfriend happened to be a part. Our compromise was that I would private all the photos so they were not visible, and I didn't take too much issue with this, as I felt that out of respect for my boyfriend, this was completely warranted. Then my boyfriend also said that he wanted to write out all the dates and I went on and names of the guys I've been with in the past. Now he's taking it to the extreme,
she might not even remember.
I found this to be extremely controlling, and along with a variety of other emotional abuse factors, constantly threatening to break up, calling me childish and stupid, and always saying he was right and I was wrong and didn't know anything, etc. I actually broke up with him. On one occasion, drunk, he'd even pushed me, taking my dog, etc. Now he's okay. Now
he's this dude.
He's fucking up now. There was a lot of craziness. He had also said a lot of passive aggressive things to me about my past. When we would go to dinner or a movie, he'd say, "Oh, who did you come here with?"
What do you mean? Like if she just showed up?
Like he's being
he's
passive
like
aggressive.
Yeah.
So who'd you come here with? Or he'd say really nasty things like, "Oh well, you have more experience than me. I wouldn't know," etc.
Yeah.
It was constant, and I grew tired of it. He was very apologetic when I broke up with him. I was absolutely sobbing in tears, and he said that he would seek therapy, etc. What a punk, huh? And we ended up staying together. Fast forward a few months later. We ended up staying together. Fast forward to a few months later, I see the same long-standing issues returning. Our most recent encounter involved Facebook once again. Fucking Facebook.
It seems to be right here.
I was showing him something on my Facebook, and he noticed that I'd recently searched for my ex in the search bar.
Why is she doing that? Why is she doing that?
Note that he still keeps contacts with his ex a few times a year. Okay, so he does too. This took him back to his prior request a few months back about deleting all my pictures of my ex. This is now our current fight. He said that he cannot be with me if I do not delete the pictures because I should care enough about him and try to help him recover from my past.
He's got such this like victim mentality right now.
I feel that this is extremely controlling, and when I say that, he says I'm being selfish and thinking only of myself.
God,
I love him to pieces and have never ever done anything in our relationship to indicate even a remote sense of doubt. In fact, he admits that he does not have trust issues with me. He swears that by erasing all traces of my past, he will be able to get over it, which I find totally unrealistic. The extent to which it has gotten, when he has sex with me, he thinks about the other guys having sex with me. Jesus. He constantly has images of my past, of things he saw on my phone. It is hard for me to believe that this will really end here. These are things I can think of in my boyfriend's defense. Well, he's Korean, not Korean American, Korean.
Korean.
He came here when he was 17, and we actually primarily speak Korean with one another in our relationship.
Okay.
Culturally, I do think it is more acceptable to ask for this kind of stuff, deleting the past, managing social media, looking at phones, etc., from your partner as a way of showing love and commitment in Korean culture. However, it is hard for me to see it in this way, as my thoughts immediately just go to control and feeling really uncomfortable about all of it. Also, he has been cheated on twice in the past.
Okay.
And has said to me that his wiping of my past will have some kind of symbolic meaning for him. While I empathize with him on his pain from the past and am willing to show him how committed I am in any possible to make him feel more secure, I feel that I am having to do this at the expense of my own dignity.
Yeah, he's just thinking of himself, the whole fight, the whole argument.
This is a guy I have talked about marriage with consistently. We love each other dearly and are extremely affectionate and see each other in our futures. This is a heartbreaking ordeal. I am in a complete loss about what to do.
Okay.
So, okay.
Do you?
All right, so like just to start it off, in your opinion, who do you think is in the wrong more?
I think he's in the wrong. Well, I don't want to say 100%. Okay. I think that he's in the wrong because he is very controlling and like manipulating her and stuff. And I think one of the biggest issues that I have with the whole delete your past and everything, one, everybody has a past. You can't really hold that against someone too much. And I don't think she was purposely doing anything to like throw it in his face, especially when she did tell him like, oh, you know, I have been with people and stuff. But imagine like you have this whole life and you have these dating experiences, especially abroad. And then someone's like, delete all of that, like erase it, it never happened, and then you and that person break up. Now you have no memories of anything that was important to you at one point. But I like when he was like, oh, maybe you should private them. I think that's respectful. That way they're there, you don't have to see them, you don't have to look at them.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason that you might need these photos and these memories, they're privated. But you know, if it makes your partner more comfortable. But I think he was doing the most with all this. What do you what's your thoughts on this?
The girl and the guy, I can understand the girl, and I can understand the guy. There's always two sides of the story. Now we only heard from her story. We didn't hear the guy's story, so we're just speaking in her perspective only, without hearing the guy's side. In any situation, there's always two sides of the story. Right? But just in this story alone, what the guy should have done in this scenario, in my opinion, was to just leave.
So he should have just
The moment the first date, and she was open about it and said, "Oh, I'm dating I dated a bunch of fucking dudes." He should have been like, "Oh, I'm out."
I think she should have left. I think she should have left him. Yeah.
Well, he should have, as a man, he should have done that. That's just,
Really?
Yeah. You have to be clear with what you want and with your intentions. If he doesn't like a girl that had a promiscuous past, which is not a bad thing, if she had that, then and he doesn't like that, he should have read that and be like, okay, let's just enjoy, let's just have fun and not take it seriously. That was his job. However, I think being Korean myself and living here all my life, yeah, keeping contact with your ex and the photos is, to me, it's fucking stupid.
But he's kept in contact with his
exactly.
ex.
So like, I think that's just ridiculous. Yeah, so like guys are just, we care about that shit,
But I feel like that makes him really insecure if he's gonna be like,
I don't think, sure, you can. I think you can put it as insecurity, but we're all insecure. I think both women and men, anybody have insecurities. But I'll give you an analogy.
Okay.
Like we walk in. Let's say that I'm with my girlfriend, right? And then we walk in a club, and every single guy there is the people that she slept with.
okay,
That's when the moment we walk in the club, guys are gonna think, "Fuck." You know why? Because he would look around, and we know what the fuck they're thinking. They're thinking, "Yeah, I fucked her first, bro." We know what the fuck they're thinking. However, if I walk in with my girlfriend, right,
and there's
we
a
walk in
room
the
full
club,
of women
that I've slept with, she's gonna think, "It's okay, I'm with him, I win."
Are you
That's the
sure?
difference.
Like, what makes you think that though? Because there's girls that think like that too, that are just like,
but more,
they don't want some dude that's a slut.
It's more different. It's different, man. Like it's just different. I can't explain it, but it's just different. We're biologically built different, to where guys care more about a woman's past, and a woman is more interested in the guy's future.
So you don't think that this guy should have like went and got like outside help somewhere else?
I think
Instead of like taking it out on his girlfriend and being like, you need to do this and
I'm not
that
justifying his actions at all. I think what he was doing was pure insecurity.
So what do you think she should do at the end of this? Because I feel like even if she does decide, okay, like I'm gonna be with you, I'm gonna delete everything, he's gonna find something else to like bitch about and keep trying to, like it's not gonna be good enough. He just seems like that kind of guy.
Actually, there's an update.
Okay.
I'll read you the update, what happened. She says, "We are broken up at this point, although he is trying to make contact again already. I am very thankful for most of the posts below and reading each of every one of them, and anytime I begin to waver. I am a smart woman and a PhD in psychology, no less." Oof. "And reading my posts above and realizing how much I've been through and how many excuses I have made thus far has been mind-boggling."
That's what I said. She should have been done with him a long time ago.
Yeah, well, being
in the same situation,
he should have backed off the moment he found out she had a promiscuous past.
I feel like you're more on his side. I'm definitely more on her side.
Well, I think so. I'm Korean. Like, you can't help it. I'm fucking Korean, man.
I was gonna say, do you think it's like more Korean?
I have kimchi juice flowing through my veins. You know what I mean? I can't help it. And you're American.
I'm American.
We grew up differently. We have different dating cultures. I totally respect your opinion.
I think I'm just more open-minded in general when it comes to like certain things. Just because I'm like, oh, like people have different.
No, I don't want to like. This is not me trying to belittle women with promiscuous past. We all have a past. It's it's not illegal to do that. Shit, why not?
So for you, because you're Korean, do you think body count matters?
I think so, to a degree. Yeah, I think so. Because it depends on the age too, right?
What do you mean?
Let's say you meet a 21-year-old guy.
Okay.
He slept up with 200 guys.
Okay.
It's kind of like, oh, it's kind of.
That's a huge number. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I guess like age stuff matters. I think the more older you are, women tend to be more, have more of a higher body count, right?
So yeah. Okay. So for you, like, what would be like too high? You think? of body count
Too high of a body count?
for you? To where
Over
you'd be
5,
like,
no?
over 5?
Yeah. What is that, too high?
Sheesh. People just be thinking women don't do nothing. I don't know.
No, that's
No,
just
but
my.
I don't even think it's like a Korean thing. I think a lot of guys like think like that in general too.
So, okay, do you care about body count?
Not really. I mean, yeah, not really. Yeah.
Respectfully, I would not marry a woman that has like a crazy promiscuous past. You know, and then, some people would, I know in the comments,
Yeah.
people go, oh my gosh, Sean, insecure. But yeah, call me insecure, I don't care. But that's my preference, and that's it.
I feel like I would hate if somebody asked me my body count though. If it
Yeah,
were
me too.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd be like, why? Like, why?
No, I think it's like you can have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
Like once you guys have dated for a little bit, you can have a conversation about it.
But here's the other thing too. Just because I'm friends with a lot of women, I mean a lot of men too. But I know for a fact people do lie about their body count.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. They should be like, oh, only 3 people.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
Like,
And but then you're just gonna be like, oh, okay.
Know.
Yeah.
You will never know.
Yeah.
But then you can tell.
Not
Right.
always.
You can tell.
I know some saints that ain't really that holy. Yeah. Men are gonna do whatever they want. I think women should be able to do whatever they want to.
Yeah, I'll be the
And it
villain.
shouldn't matter.
I'll be the villain, man. I think it matters. Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I know a lot
All
of men
matters,
do
yeah.
care, but I think like women should be able to be just as free. Like I think body count should
Sure.
matter.
But then there's consequences to that.